Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Go. Harder. Faster.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get him.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with on-demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue. rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons, like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
A beautiful evening on the northeast side of Indianapolis. That's where you'll find Heritage Christian High School. The Eagles looking to bounce back off their season-opening loss last week. Back at home to battle the Braves from Indian Creek. It's week 2 of Indiana high school football right here on IndianaSRN. Tonight's broadcast on IndianaSRN is brought to you by the Morales Group, building empowering people and building better futures. LifeWise Academy. Every student becomes a story of hope that can reshape a generation. Wheeler Mission. Hope changes lives. Hope starts here. Burtner Electric. Your trusted electrician partner since 1986. Piper Logistics. We stand as your comprehensive logistics partner. Class 101. Our mission is to empower students, serve families, and inspire greatness. Indy Star, working tirelessly to make the place you call home better. Boilermaker 374, representing highly skilled, highly motivated workers in fuel construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. And by the IndianaSRN sports page. It's sports from coast to coast and border to border. Alongside Chris Schumerth, I'm Jarrett Lewis. Again, thanks for joining us. It is quite an evening. Beautiful sunshine, 80 degrees. You see that shadow over the field. You see Indian Creek making their way out onto the field, leading the way with the American flag as we're getting closer to week 2, kicking things off in the state of Indiana. IHSAA, what a start it was to this season for Indian Creek, Chris. The win against Western last week, 52-7. They did it in multiple facets. Their quarterback, Evan Clark, is a junior. He really came onto the scene last year as a sophomore with some impressive numbers, and off to a blistering start through that week 1 matchup, going 10 of 12 for a little over 150 yards, 4 touchdown passes. We know they can pass the ball just off of those numbers as well, but they are a very well-oiled machine offensively, balancing things out with the run game as well.
Yeah, he's got weapons too, which helps. It's always nice to have a returning starter. Hunter Worley had a big game out in the slot, and he's got Drew Pingleton behind him, a very capable running back. Just a lot of weapons. If you're Indian Creek, you show up tonight feeling very confident.
And with Pingleton, as you mentioned, one of those many seniors on this offensive line, it's very upperclassmen heavy. Pingleton, the senior, 13 carries last week, just shy of the century mark, running the football. The home team, the Heritage Christian Eagles, making their way out onto the field as well, leading things with the American flag wearing their all-black kit tonight on this hot week 2 night. We'll talk about them in just a few moments, but back to the Braves. You mentioned Hunter Worley, Chris. 4 catches, 3 of those went for scores. That's a guy that this Heritage Christian defense is certainly going to have to keep their eye on.
Yeah, and you have to think that Evan Clark and Hunter Worley, they don't get to that result without really putting in the reps in the off season. They were obviously showcasing the chemistry that they already have. It's only week 2, so we're really, we're going to learn more about who these teams actually are. But yeah, that's a blistering start for those two guys.
And we'll be calling out a few other names from that Indian Creek offense too, including the 6'3", 200-pound tight end that is J.R. Ferguson. He had a touchdown catch last week. A few more catches for him as well. Clark and the offense, they know how to share the football offensively. We'll see if they can put up big numbers yet again here in week 2 on the road at Heritage Christian. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll talk about the home team, the Eagles, looking to bounce back off of their week 1 loss here tonight. It's the Eagles and the Braves on IndianaSRN.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with on-demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
Your kid's Friday night touchdown. Just Wit HD on Roku. IndianaSRN is bringing Central Indiana high school sports right to your living room in crystal clear quality. With over 350 live contests streaming each year, from football under the lights to basketball buzzer beaters, we're putting local athletes in the spotlight. Search IndianaSRN on your Roku device today and never miss a moment of hometown glory.
Welcome back to Heritage Christian High School on the northeast side of Indianapolis. It's a beautiful evening to get week 2 going in the state of Indiana. High school football at its finest. The Eagles taking on the Braves of Indian Creek. No previous meetings between these two schools, as the captains of both will be heading out to the middle of the field soon for the coin toss. We'll get to see who is going to be getting the football first. The captains there for Heritage Christian, a few of them, including Justice Klingerman and Garrett Taylor, two of the leaders on defense. Klingerman also one of those guys that will be getting some of the carries on offense. The rest of the offense, Chris, very run-heavy, a very different style compared to what we just mentioned before the break with Indian Creek, and that they are going to run the football. Just 2 pass attempts last week for Heritage Christian, also going with a different guy at quarterback in the senior Grayson Gregory.
Yeah, tough first week, both with the loss, but also you lose your quarterback who's injured. That's Anthony Duffy. So those 3 guys in the backfield tonight, Sam Seller at one wing, Justice Klingerman on the other wing, and then Grayson Gregory in the middle. They're going to have to do a lot of the carrying of the football. But I also look for Heritage is going to have to find some spots to provide a wrinkle, do something creative. I don't think it's any secret tonight that they're going to run the football, but they're going to have to find a way to do something a little bit unexpected in some spots.
We mentioned Duffy. He's out there wearing the shorts, number 10. 9 carries, 13 yards, did score in last week's game against Speedway, at Speedway, on that nice new turf that they got over there for the Sparkplugs. 47-19, that score for Heritage Christian, so definitely looking to switch things up. They're back at home, and they're trying to show off a little bit better of what they can do with the football. We see the coin toss. About to find out who is getting the football first. Heritage Christian defers to the second half, so it will be the road club in Indian Creek getting the football to get things underway here. We talked to both coaches during this week. Leading up to this game, Coach Brink described his guys as just being real selfless, hard workers, guys that are willing to put in the work, and I think he's most definitely looking for a response. You return to your home field. It's a beautiful evening, a terrific turnout early on in the season. Had the practice time to figure things out and looking for that bounce back, just a performance. Keep your guys in the game this week.
Yeah, I don't expect Heritage to roll over by any means. So they won 7 games last season, and they played some bigger schools like Garin Catholic and really competed well in that game. They played Indianapolis Lutheran twice, competed much better the second time around there. So it's a tough matchup for them tonight, but I suspect that we'll show some of those that we'll see some of those traits that Coach talked about this week.
Indian Creek in their all-white uniforms. Heritage Christian wearing all black. Kicking things off for the Eagles will be Isaac Pimental, a junior. Has things teed up at the 40. That shadow growing over midfield towards the Heritage Christian sideline. And towards that blue H in the middle. Pimental puts his right foot into it, kicks it away to the back of the end zone, and a touchback to begin things. Indian Creek will have the football starting at the 20-yard line.
Well, we know they have a kicker.
Pimental is a familiar name. He's been around. He's kicked for this Eagles club for a few years. So Clark leads the offense out there. Had some wind. It's still ripping a little bit. We can see the flags to our right. So we'll get this game underway. Clark in the gun. Spreads it way out wide. Ferguson, the tight end, on the left. He's looking to his left. Lobs it wide open, but he overshoots his man. That was Pingleton.
Well, we talked before the game starts about how impressive Evan Clark's been, and boy, it'd be tough to find a receiver who's more open than that, and he misses him to start the game.
Pingleton motioned out of the backfield. No one from Heritage Christian picked him up, and they dodged an early bullet there. This time they'll run it with Pingleton. Moving to his right, staying in between the hashes, and a good gain on second down. It's 8 yards, so setting up a 3rd down and 2 from the 28.
So a missed opportunity for Heritage to really put them in a 3rd and long situation there. Now very manageable for Indian Creek.
Heritage fans on their feet early, making noise. On 3rd and 2, back to Pingleton. He has the 1st down, trying to get rid of that tackler. But another chunk yardage gain out to the 38-yard line. A new set of downs for the Braves.
And that tackle probably saved the touchdown there, actually. Really opened up there in the middle of the field.
Sponseller of Heritage Christian holding on to bring down Pingleton. So it's 1st and 10 from the 37. 3-step drop for Clark. Pump faked over a Heritage defender, and he does connect. Another 1st down, Alec Burris. So first completion for Clark. He goes to Burris, who last week had 1 reception that went for 28.
This is interesting that Sponseller's out there in the middle of the field on defense. He doesn't show up on the 2-deep coach sent to us on defense.
Faking it, Clark slings it out. A lot of field to work with. There goes Ferguson. He's loose one guy to beat. He's going to beat him all the way 51 yards. Clark to that tight end, J.R. Ferguson at 6'3", 200.
Here's another look at it. Watch Clark as he rolls to the left and he gets his shoulder around there, kind of sidearms it. Just a little drive route and a lot of room to run.
So the Braves only need 5 plays to go 80 yards. The big one there, 51 between Clark and Ferguson. They're on the board early. Just a little over a minute and a half gone by. The extra point is up and good. The Braves lead things early, 7-0 over Heritage Christian.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
Mom said sleeping on my aunt's couch would be like a vacation. It sure is quiet without Dad yelling at Mom and making her cry. Sleeping in the back seat was like camping. It got pretty cold without blankets, but Mom cuddled me and kept me warm. When Mom's car got taken, she said our tent was just for one night, and she gave me her coat as a blanket. It's so nice to sleep in a bed again, and Mom's so much happier. I'm really glad we came here.
Tonight's broadcast on IndianaSRN is brought to you by the Morales Group, connecting people with purpose and helping build better futures one story at a time. An early strike for Indian Creek, 5 plays, 80 yards, 51 of that on the score for the tight end, J.R. Ferguson. The kickoff with Heritage Christian. Bobbled at the 5 by Gregory. He picks it up. Not too many places to go with it. Only gets things out to the 15-yard line. Let's go back and look at that opening touchdown from Indian Creek.
So watch here. Clark does not hold on to the football very long. Gives the initial hand fake, and then he gets rid of it really quick. He knows what he had.
All that space for Ferguson to take off.
And who moves a little bit better than you expect him to from the tight end position. A tough ask, by the way, for Gregory here. You don't often see the quarterback returning kicks, but of course we mentioned switching over from a different position maybe than normally.
Not having Anthony Duffy for week 2. Klingerman, the man in motion. The give and a nice gain on first down, about 4 yards to Samuel Sponseller. Sponseller, one of those many two-way players for this Heritage Christian team who does not have as deep of a roster as we have seen in recent years. A lot of guys going both ways. Of course, you'll see that in the smaller schools. On 2nd and 6, Gregory back under center, 3 guys behind him. A lot of moving parts with this offense. Good read by the Indian Creek defense. Going nowhere.
What should we call that formation, Jarrett? It's not a wing T. I don't know if I've seen that.
It's not a wishbone either. It's just 3 guys in a line, keeping things close, keeping things tight. On the stop,
you might see something like that, at higher levels, in short yardage type situations.
Third down and 6. Will they keep it on the ground? They will. Up the middle. No one found Bradley Dunn. He's chased down from behind. That faked out the entire defense. It might have faked out a lot of guys up here in the press box. But a big pickup for Dunn.
When you see some of what that formation gives them, and a lot of times when you are a smaller school and you're using a run-heavy offense, you have to rely on misdirection, fakes, that sort of thing. The first thing they did was try and draw them offside, which didn't work, and then so a lot of times you have to burn a timeout, but they didn't do it there. They ran a play, and it obviously worked.
Dunn has to come over for a breather, so a new set of 3 guys back there. Klingerman with some blockers in front. A lot of space towards the left. Trying to get the corner. Klingerman dives into the end zone, and he's in.
How's that for a response?
It took the Braves 5 plays to score. The Eagles respond even quicker with 4. As Justice Klingerman scoring from 29 yards out. That got the folks fired up. Out on for the extra point is Pimental. High snap, but Gregory brings it down in a good boot that almost went into the baseball field from Pimental. It's up and through. Quite the response from Heritage Christian as they tie things back up. It's 7-7 on the north side of Indianapolis.
Fans, are you ready to get even closer to all the action with IndianaSRN? Subscribe now and never miss a moment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get instant access to exclusive live streams. Stay updated with real-time scores and breaking news by following us on Twitter, your ultimate source for everything Indiana sports related. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and smash that follow on Twitter. Join the IndianaSRN family today and take your passion for high school and college sports to the next level.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
back out onto the field. Not even 4 minutes gone by in this first quarter, and both teams have scored. A 50-yard run by Bradley Dunn set up the 29-yard run for Justice Klingerman, and the Eagles able to respond in 4 plays. They go 85 yards to tie things up at 7. Pimentel after the good PAT. Squibs it forward, tries to get it himself, and the unsuccessful attempt.
I'm going to go ahead and claim some being right on that. I think we'll see more of that from Heritage tonight. You got to find ways to try to steal the game. Here's that third down play from a moment ago. The defense is totally faked out to the left and just bursting up the seam, able to catch him from behind.
That was done, and then the touchdown run for Klingerman. So good field position to start for Indian Creek. They're right at the 50. The snap to Clark, the give to Pingleton, and he has some space. Already some plays for both teams that have gone for double digits from the 50 all the way down to the 24.
This Indian Creek team is going to give defenses fits all season long because they're just so balanced.
Clark, a terrific leader in the huddle. Moving this offensive round, he'll move Ferguson, split out wide. Before that, movement on the offense. Didn't quite catch who that was on for that Indian Creek offensive line, which we will...
I didn't see it either. Based on where the official was standing, made me think of maybe on the left side.
That left side, Nathan Dillingham and Gage Curtis. The center, Jensen Bridges. We'll give you the right side after this as Clark rolls out and throws it over everybody out of bounds. So now that'll be 2nd and 15. The right guard is Wyatt Horton, and then right tackle Mason Porter for this Indian Creek offensive line, who kept Clark with a clean pocket last week, going 10 of 12 and running the football. Indian Creek was just as good, about 150 yards on the ground, actually closer to 200, with Clark's 70. And then you add in Pingleton and Patrick Dowdy.
We have seen Clark sail it twice now. I don't think that was intentional.
Could see either here on 2nd and 15. They go back to the ground game, and good defensive pursuit that time as they hold Pingleton to just 1 yard. So that brings up a 3rd down and long situation for Indian Creek, their first of its kind tonight. Worley and Mason Woodkey go to the right. Near side is Alec Burris. Clark immediately feels the heat. Here comes Klingerman. Has to get rid of it. He does. It's caught by Woodkey. He's just short of the first down marker, about 2 yards short. So here comes decision time for Coach Max Gooden of Indian Creek.
Yeah, this is one of the big plays early in this game. Heritage more than showing an ability to move the football the last time they touched it. This would be a huge stop if they can get it.
Chunk yardage plays abundant already. 4th down and a long 2. They will run it with Pingleton, and he's tripped forward. Has enough, just enough. Needed 3, got 4.
And here's another look at it. Great job by Pingleton to break that first tackle.
Kind of a gutsy call on a 4th down and 3 to run the football.
Yeah.
The hole is right there.
He's almost down in the backfield there.
So new set of downs at the 12. Clark quickly slings it out, and it's caught by Burris. That's his second catch. It is a first down as Burris is down at the 1.
Burris so far has looked best throwing the football quickly after some of these fakes, when he just has to sort of sidearm it out there. When he's had more time to throw it, he hasn't looked as good.
Prime position here, 1st and goal from the 1. On the ground with Pingleton. He stood up initially, and then the second effort breaks the goal line and in. Touchdown Indian Creek. 2 drives, both ending in 6, as Pingleton scores his second touchdown on the season. On for the extra point. Up and good again for Jacob Gumerson. So that makes it 14-7 Indian Creek. Still 5 minutes left to play in our opening quarter.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
I'm Randy Stegemuller with Class 101. Students want to go to college, they want to find that dream school, and that's what we're here for.
The confidence your child feels is beyond what you imagine you're going to get out of it.
I love that I get to work with students from middle school all the way through high school. Whatever it may be, I know she's there.
We're making sure that when the package is put together at the very end and we apply to a college, that they rise to the top of the list.
How can you not sign up?
2 successful offensive possessions for Indian Creek. That last one, they go 6 plays, 50 yards, with Drew Pingleton finding the end zone. The kickoff from Gumerson, picked up by Gregory at the 11, starts left, brings things right. Able to get the corner and got to the 40, but 2 flags come in. Looks like this one will be coming back.
Yeah, I think he got Klingerman.
And the sign holding from the official. I want to remind you, this first quarter on IndianaSRN is brought to you by Industrial and Electrical Sales of Indiana, delivering quality electrical products, expert service, and innovative solutions to contractors and industries across the Hoosier State. Also, LifeWise Academy, helping students build character and faith through Bible-based education. So the penalty pushes Heritage back to close around where they started their first drive, which was their own 15. This will be their own 18-yard line. In the backfield, Klingerman, Dunn, and Sponseller behind Gregory. Everybody in real tight. The give to Klingerman, and a good open field tackle has some help on the back end to clean things up, pushing Klingerman back for a 1-yard loss. Get another look at it. Here's Klingerman, then the open field tackle
Had a couple lead blockers there, but
Riley Emberton in on the stop. So now 2nd and 11. Stuffed again. This time it was Sponseller. Nowhere to go. Maybe got a yard. Third down and long situation for Heritage. And we talked about it in the pregame. Just the 2 pass attempts in their week 1 loss at Speedway. Will they put it through the air here? Coach Caleb Brink in his 2nd year leading the Eagles.
A lot of times when you're not very comfortable in the pass, these obvious passing situations are maybe the worst time to do it.
The give up to Klingerman up the middle. He does move forward for 4, but then a host of Braves push him back, so that'll make it 4th and 7. Looks like the punting unit is out there. Pimentel, who does the kicking duties, will also be back there standing at his own 12. Back to receive for Indian Creek. Looks like Burris. He's standing at the 34. Off the side of the foot for Pimentel and out of bounds. Indian Creek will have really good field position yet again for their 3rd drive. They've started so far at the 20, the 50, and now the Heritage Christian 40. So Clark and the rest of the offense back out there. About half the field is covered with that nice shadow. The north side of the field still has some sun. Clark, another sidearm delivery off the fake. Good block out front by the receiver. A flag comes in, is down the sideline and loose. Into the end zone is Worley, but will this play hold? Heritage Christian seems to think so. The defense clapping. The other receiver out there for Indian Creek looked to be Burris. And it is going to be a hold on the wide receiver.
Must have been pretty much initially, because the second half of the play, there wasn't even any contact. So it must have been right away. You do see Worley's craftiness when he has the football in his hands.
The speed down the sideline from Worley, but also the initial first move to get loose. So now it's close to the original line of scrimmage. Indian Creek at the 39. Clark, clean pocket down the field, trying to go back to Worley, and he's held as the flag comes in. Worley was trying to get loose and getting held by the Heritage defender.
Let's have a look at it. Looked like it was going to be a corner route, and then he kind of swings back into toward the post.
Yeah, if that ball's thrown, I think maybe outside the hashes or just left of the hashes, Worley may be able to have some space to work with and get free. But regardless, it's a good spot coming up for Indian Creek. They won't get it at the spot of the foul. They'll mark things off and move the ball forward to the 24.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been the kind of route where, you know, there's a read involved in terms of which way he's going to go. Probably could have gone either way. toward the corner or toward the post. He had the one-on-one that he wanted.
Worley's in the slot near side. They'll run it this time. This is Dowdy. Patrick Dowdy, a short gain, 2 yards. His first action of the night. Dowdy last week, 6 carries for 51 yards. A nice complimentary back to Drew Pingleton, who had 13 carries and 95 last week. Clark, another quick hitter. Read nicely the reception for Burris. But the Heritage Christian defense there quickly to force a 3rd down. If you don't get it here, probably still going for it on 4th down, considering as long as something crazy doesn't happen. But 3rd and 6 for Indian Creek. Clark will roll to his left. Slings it towards the corner, and it's out of bounds. Looked like Worley was the intended target, but he was not in a good spot to go after it.
He kind of threw it in between his receivers. He had 2 of them out there.
That's the first incompletion from Clark since his very first pass attempt. So now it's 4th and 6. Looks like the offense is staying out there. Dowdy is the back. Ferguson just offset to the left. Before that, timeout called by Heritage Christian. So Coach Brink wants to talk things over with his defense. I want to remind you this first quarter is brought to you by Aspen Creek Grill, serving up great steaks, fresh favorites, and genuine hospitality at their 3 Indiana locations. Also Boilermaker 374. Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Other games on the network tonight: Brebeuf at Mount Vernon, and also Shortridge versus Covenant Christian. As the night goes on, we'll get you score updates on those 2 games. Right now, ours, a high-scoring first quarter so far. Still have 1:14 left to go through our first 12 minutes of play. The visitors up 7, threatening to put more on the scoreboard. Out of the timeout. Looks like same formation for Indian Creek, with Ferguson just offset to the left. The clap from Clark. Going for it. Out route. Out of the reach of Burris.
I'd say so far in this game, Clark has struggled throwing it down the field. A lot of their success is kind of in the quick play action game.
Looked like he had his guy, Burris.
He did.
Right at the break. Maybe throws it a touch early. But if the timing is there, Burris looked like he had the separation on the break and plenty enough for the first down. So turnover on downs. Good stand by Heritage Christian. They have the football at their own 20. .360 spin from Gregory. The give to Klingerman. Can't find a holes. It's just a 1-yard gain. Actually, the carry for Sponseller.
And there we get a slight variation in the formation. Instead of 3 in the back, we've got 2 in the back with a wing out to the right, leading the blocking.
It's a lot of moving parts. Moving the guard, pulling the tackle, this and that. Could really do a lot with the offensive line in this formation and make it difficult for the defense to read who's got the football. Hard count from Gregory. The give up the middle and stood up. A gang of Braves there to push Dunn back. He's actually pushed back 2 yards. So another 3rd down and long coming up for Heritage Christian, and this is just what we saw in their last possession.
Yeah, they're going to have to use first downs a little bit more creatively than they are. So you put yourself in 3rd and long, team that's not comfortable throwing it.
We'll see what they go with on the other side. We'll flip the field. Indian Creek, 2 really good opening possessions. They lead things 14-7 as we go to quarter number 2 on IndianaSRN. Keeping things here at Heritage Christian High School. This second quarter coming up is brought to you by IndianaSRN. IndianaSRN reaches thousands of sports fans with live coverage sports. You can partner with us and connect your business to passionate local communities. You can get a hold of the coach, Keith Myers, at coach@IndianaSRN.org if you would like to be a sponsor on IndianaSRN broadcasts. In the break, catching out the good turnout for the Heritage Christian student section, wearing their construction worker vests and a lot of neon.
I think you have to feel pretty good about this first quarter, too. I think you feel some good energy from Heritage right now, down only a score. They've got the football.
A long field ahead of them, though, and a long line to gain here. It's 3rd and 11. They're at the 19. Getting their spacing in the backfield. Gregory back under center. Looking to pass out of this, and it is caught short of the first down by about 5 yards. Wallen on the catch.
But hey, now you've got your first completion. A little bit of confidence.
Looked like a lot of traffic in that area,
There was,
too.
yeah. Wasn't an easy
sure
play.
Where Gregory was going with it, but he made it stick. Does bring up 4th down, 4th and 5. Pimentel back out there looking to punt. Play clock winding down. It's at 1.
Ooh.
And they just...
Fortunate, really.
About a half second too late of getting that snap off. And also looks like Heritage Christian might be calling a timeout.
Yeah, they did. That's what they signaled.
Their second one of the evening. So real quickly, some other scores we mentioned, or the other games that we have for you tonight on IndianaSRN. Brebeuf at Mount Vernon. Heritage Christian is familiar playing Brebeuf and plenty of other sports so far. The Braves are leading things 14-0 over the Marauders. That game in Fortville. The other game for you tonight, Shortridge and Covenant Christian. Saw Covenant Christian last week taking on Park Tudor, and they got the win. The Warriors did. Right now, Shortridge leads things 7-0. That game being played at Covenant Christian's home field. So, second timeout used by the Eagles. Back out to punt is Pimentel. Much better punt this time. Better spiral. Fair catch called at the 35. So more good field position coming up for the Braves. Back there to retrieve it was Burris.
Yeah, that's a good punt by any marker for a high school kid. Great height.
Forcing a dangerous returner like Burris to have to wave the arm up in the air. But still, Braves ball at the 35. This is their 4th possession. Their last one was their best starting field position at their own, or at the Heritage Christian 40 rather. But that one ending in going for it on 4th down and coming up empty. A little pitch forward to Worley, the Jetman, and you got to watch out for his Jets. There he goes. No one's going to catch Hunter Worley. The very first play goes 65 yards, and the Braves are back up on the scoreboard.
It's just a little jet sweep to the left, and looks like it's going to be an 8 or 10 yard gain, but he just outruns everyone. And just when you're starting to feel pretty good defensively on the Heritage side.
In the blink of an eye, there go the Braves. Now it's 20-7 with the extra point coming up by Gummerson. Good snap, good hold, good kick. It's through, and now it's 21-7 Indian Creek. All the energy, all the momentum on their side of the field at the moment.
Shocking sensation of being on a business trip where everything goes right. Backed up by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Feel the advantage. Feel the Hamptonality.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Back at Heritage Christian High School. Just one play off the punt from Heritage Christian. That's all it took for Hunter Worley to go 65 yards down the far sideline on the jet sweep and make things 21-7. Worley, that was really his first touch. Clark has tried to go to him a couple of times through the first quarter and change, Chris, and that time they did finally get him the football on the jet sweep, and good blocking out towards that left side to give him the space he needed. And if he even gets just a little bit, he can certainly use it to his advantage. Bobbling the return is Gregory. He's out to the 19.
He struggled to catch a couple of them now.
So here come the Eagles. Field position for them has been a much different story compared to Indian Creek. Starting things off at the 18. Try to give up the middle to the bigger back, Justice Klingerman. Actually, that's Sponseller. I've gotten those two mixed up a few times now. But Sponseller's back there along with Bradley Dunn and Garrett Taylor. 2nd and 8 for Gregory. Back under center before that.
Can see how Indian Creek attempts to defend this run-heavy offensive Heritage. They got 3 down linemen. They got 2 ends who are standing up to start the play. But then those corners really creep in as well, and they kind of act like outside linebackers. So it's really a front of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the safeties are creeping too.
Gregory looking to pass off his back foot into dangerous territory, and actually Taylor kind of turned into a defender to make sure that wasn't picked off. But the second pass attempt tonight from Grayson Gregory falls incomplete. It's 3rd and 8.
I actually like the idea. I mean, again, you just have to do some things if you're Heritage. Try to steal a first down, surprise them. Wasn't a great read by the quarterback or anything, but I also think he was about to get hit, so he just kind of launched it.
Desperation throw from Gregory. What will happen here on 3rd and 8? He'll keep it himself. The fake up the middle, nowhere to go with it. Indian Creek sniffs it out. Maybe 2 yards for Grayson on his first run attempt tonight.
Right when he took that snap, he put the ball on his hip, which is his way of trying to hide it. But Indian Creek not fooled.
3rd punt coming up here for Pimentel.
Pimentel is an interesting weapon in this game. Obviously, you need the game to be close in order for him to be a difference maker.
And tough to flip the field when you're pushed as far back as you are, but he does as good as he can here with a nice long punt down to the 35, picked up by Burris. He's across midfield to the Heritage Christian 47. So good return by Alec Burris, the senior receiver.
Another beautiful punt. You'd love to have better coverage there, but hard to fault the punter for that.
There are some flags down too. It's a blindside block called against Indian Creek. So scratch starting things off from the 47. So after the penalty, that pushes things back for Indian Creek to their own 38 instead. Still not sure what the actual average is, but their starting field position through 5 drives is right around this mark, the 40-yard line. Clark quickly throws it out to Worley again. Similar spot as the last drive, which is just the one play to him. Get it to him in space and let him create. He's across midfield to the Heritage Christian 45. That puts Clark over the century mark passing. First reception tonight for Worley, too. Clark looking comfortable as of late over the middle of the field. Dangerous pass. Falling down goes Burris. The defender in the area being Garrett Taylor. They might say that Taylor was the one to trip up Burris.
Here's another look at it. Little post route, some hands. Thought, you know, there was definitely some contact, but also a little bit of an exaggerated fall, or maybe just trip.
It's the 3rd penalty on Heritage Christian tonight. 2 of them via pass interference. Indian Creek threatening again. They're already at the Heritage Christian 30. The give to Dowdy. Tries to bounce things to the outside, but he won't be able to. Flag comes in from the referee on the tackle.
Ooh. Ooh. Thought maybe it would be some sort of block on the offense, but that's not the way the referee initially gestured.
And the call is hit him in the head. We'll take a look.
Oh, yeah, I did see. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Sponseller looked like was the one who lowered his head.
It's helmet to helmet.
So an unfortunate penalty against Heritage Christian makes things even better for the Indian Creek offense. They're at the 16. Sidearm pass to Worley. Good coverage by Taylor. As Worley just has the one, immediately tackled by Taylor once he caught the football. Those quick hitters, Indian Creek going back to them. Clark has had a clean pocket when he's just had a 3-step drop, but also getting it out as quick as possible otherwise. Nice hole for Dowdy. He takes it left of tackle, close to a first down. He has 8. Third down and 1. Clark quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Gonna follow his blockers, pick up a first down. A flag comes in from the head official again. Clark caught Heritage Christian off guard. Looks like the signal, I think, has something to do with aiding the runner for Clark. Boy, he had a convoy in front of him. Heritage Christian was not ready. So instead of 3rd and 1, it's 3rd and 6. Before we get this 3rd down play, timeout called by Indian Creek. We'll take one with them. They lead things 21-7, a little over halfway through the second quarter.
It's really important to us that we show hospitality to all of our guests, and it starts right when they come in the front door. We spend a lot of time making things from scratch. Our menu has tremendous variety on it, with everything from fresh cut steaks, but seafood, chicken, pork, sandwiches, salads, you name it, we have it. We're thrilled to be here. We have such belief and faith in the vibrancy of this community.
We thought this was a great opportunity for us to be in the town of Whitestown, given its growth, given the demographics are exploding here. We wanted to get in here and make sure we had something good for you guys.
Sour cream only there for you.
We know that more and more people are moving here and settling down here and raising families here. So, yeah, we're thrilled to be here.
We'll see what the Braves have out of the timeout. 3rd and 6. Clark Slings it forward to Ferguson, the tight end, and he's got plenty of room to work with. Into the end zone. Second touchdown tonight for J.R. Ferguson. Boy, that was easy, Chris.
Pretty similar play to what they ran earlier. This time he starts in the backfield. They really do put Clark in a lot of situations where he's completing very simple passes.
They sure do. Linemen keep him protected. Some quick hitters. Extra point is blocked. So that'll keep the score where it's at, 27-7. But Indian Creek adds on to their lead. It's now 25-45 left to go in our second quarter.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Hey sports fans, are you ready to get even closer to all the action with IndianaSRN? Subscribe now and never miss a moment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get instant access to exclusive live streams. Stay updated with real-time scores and breaking news by following us on Twitter, your ultimate source for everything Indiana sports related. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and smash that follow on Twitter. Join the IndianaSRN family today and take your passion for high school and college sports to the next level.
A 4-play drive, that time for Indian Creek, 38 yards. Second touchdown tonight for the senior tight end, J.R. Ferguson. Boy, he is a beast out of that tight end spot for Coach Max Gooden, who's in his third year with the Braves. Comes into this one a 13-10 record. Last year, Indian Creek went 8-4. They lost in the regional round to Gibson Southern. Starting this 2026 campaign off hot last week with a 52-7 win over Western. And they now come here to Indianapolis to play Heritage Christian for the first time. Kickoff from Gummerson. Fielded cleanly by Taylor. Stays patient, but still the kickoff coverage has been tremendous for Indian Creek. Brought down at the 16-yard line. Ever since Heritage Christian's first drive, they had that long run, faked out everybody with Bradley Dunn up the middle, then Klingerman capped it off with his 29-yard touchdown run. But since then, yards have been hard to come by. Under center is Gregory. His usual three behind him, and a couple of them went too early. It's the fifth penalty tonight committed by Heritage Christian. Not the way you want to start the drive. Try things out again. 1st and 15. Gregory will keep it after a few fakes. Gain tackled after a gain of 2. The Indian Creek defense has been swarming to the football. Another thing that we haven't, I think, given enough credit for so far. Just the runs have been 1 yard here, 2 yards there.
Yeah, ever since that first drive, where Heritage was able to get some chunk plays.
The second give to Sponseller, and he's tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. Another third down and long situation. The last 3 drives have all been 3 and out. And that first drive was also the last time that Heritage was into Indian Creek territory. Closing in on 4 minutes left to go in this second. Play clock winding down. It's at 2. Gregory will look to pass. The corner route, and he overshoots his man.
Decent read that time. Did have a favorable kind of one-on-one matchup there. But probably just a deeper ball than he's ready to throw at this stage in his development as a quarterback. I'd love to see them do a little bit more of that on first down. Once you're in that third and long situation, really tough for a non-thrower to find a way to move the chains.
Before the punt from Pimentel, it'll be the third and final timeout called by Heritage Christian, with the clock stopped right at 4 minutes to go. Just past 8 o'clock this second quarter on IndianaSRN, brought to you by KOA Indianapolis. Make your next trip a family adventure. KOA offers camping fun for all ages, where family memories begin. Also, Wheeler Mission, providing food, shelter, and hope to neighbors in need while helping transform lives throughout central Indiana. Week 0 action tomorrow, Chris. What do you think about that?
Who we got?
Well, I know TCU's playing North Carolina in Dublin.
Okay. So,
and then other than that, I think Florida State plays tomorrow. I have to look at the schedule again, but it's college football as far as I'm concerned.
You know, I saw a game in Dublin many years ago,
really?
2012, Notre Dame and Navy.
Oh, wow. Great game to catch.
Yeah, I was actually over there for other purposes.
I would think,
I'm obviously going to go.
I would think the people of Dublin, Ireland, would be especially rowdy for Notre Dame.
They put on a good show. That's for sure. In a rugby stadium.
Yeah. Another good punt from Pimentel. Bounces around, takes a Indian Creek bounce forward to the 45.
That time the shallow punt productive because the punt returner can't get to it.
But still, it puts Indian Creek in favorable field position yet again. The second time that they will start, actually the third time that they will start at either the 50 or greater.
Yeah, has Heritage had a first down since that first drive?
They have not. 4 straight 3-and-outs. 4 straight punts. Indian Creek can put more points up on the scoreboard. Right here, will they look to strike quick, or will they try to take off most of this clock? They've been airing it out with Clark. He's completed his last 3. Ferguson moves in tighter. The fake to Dowdy up the middle, and then Worley out in space. Got to stay in front of him, which he does. And he's forced out of bounds after a gain of 7 to the 38. Boy, Worley is shifty, isn't he?
Sure is, and a weapon that you just find different ways to get him the ball. Whether he's running it, whether he's catching it. Good things happen when he has it.
Second down and 3 for Indian Creek. They will run it with Dowdy. A nice hold towards the right. Shakes one tackler and then knocked down at the 33. There will be a new set of downs for Indian Creek.
If you're Heritage here, you got to find a way to keep them out of the end zone the next 3:34. Get to that locker room down 3 scores.
3 isn't, it's not nice, but 4 is.
Yeah, there's a difference.
4 is pretty bad. Trips to the left. That's where Clark is rolling. He slings it off balance towards the end zone, and Worley was well covered.
Again, we've talked about this a little bit offline, but when Clark is asked to throw the ball downfield, his accuracy just isn't as good. Not that he can't throw it. You see he's got the arm there. He's rolling to the left. He throws that ball 45, 50 yards in the air. But his accuracy just isn't quite as good. And so, you know, from a defensive standpoint, if you're Heritage, that's one of the things you got to sort of dare him to do a little bit.
Braves hurry up to the line. Clark in the pistol. 3-step drop, another clean pocket, and that one is high. Trying to hook up with Woodkey.
Again, there, I mean, that's a completable ball, you know, as it was. I mean, it could have been caught. It went through the guy's hands, but it was high.
3rd down and 10 now. Could see another pass attempt upcoming. The long receiver near side is Burris. Clark will try the deep ball again, and it's caught.
Same play they just ran.
Hauled in, this time by Woodkey. They tried it a few plays ago with Worley. This time it works, and Woodkey finds himself into the end zone. 2nd catch tonight is good for 6.
And this works, but again, I think the ball is underthrown there. He has to kind of come back to it. Yeah. They liked the matchup one-on-one, obviously, on the outside.
4th reception on the season for Mason Woodkey. He had 2 last week. He has 2 at the moment. And now Indian Creek looks like they will be going for 2 after they had their extra point attempts blocked last time out. 2 receivers both sides. Which way will Clark go? Looking over the middle, and a little shovel pass forward is caught by Worley. Almost like an option pitch that he just flung towards the end zone, and Worley hauled it in. That makes it 35-7. Indian Creek is rolling as we're just a little over 3 minutes left to go to the half.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Shocking sensation of being on a business trip where everything goes right. Backed up by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Feel the advantage. Feel the Hamptonality.
The first 2 drives for Indian Creek resulted in touchdowns. Their last 3 have also found the end zone. With his 2nd catch tonight, Mason Woodkey, 32 yards out. Catches the pass from Clark, who has 3 touchdown passes on the evening. Coming up to field it on the return is Sponseller. Sponseller not going down just yet. Now he does after getting it out to the 26. That's actually the best starting field position Heritage Christian has had all night.
Yeah, he was able to catch that on a run a little bit. They've bobbled a couple of those.
Lights are on, starting to get dark. But still warm out there. I don't know about you in your game last week, but we had a lot of cramping going on out on the field.
Where were we out last weekend?
We had Park Tudor and Covenant Christian. Which reminds me, we'll get you scoreboard updates from our other games on the network tonight. Covenant Christian, one of those games, playing Short Ridge. Looking to pass on first down, Gregory, and just overshoots everybody. So Gregory throwing the football is just the one completion on 4 attempts. They kind of tried it though, Chris, like what you said.
On first
switching
down.
Things up, yep, on those early downs.
Yep.
We'll likely go back to the run here. Direct give up the middle. Klingerman bounces off the back of one of his linemen and trying to make it towards the outside. He won't do it. Just 1 yard, and the first timeout used on the other side of the field by Indian Creek. So they want the football back, and they'll have plenty of time to do so if they can get a stop on third down and then call another timeout.
What do you think about that?
I think Coach Gooden is he likes seeing his offense out there. They certainly are providing the fireworks here early. This second quarter brought to you by The Grill. The Grill believes every family deserves first-class service. Enjoy a meal served with care, comfort, and a smile, located in McCordsville. Check out The Grill. Also, IndianaSRN. Every game, every highlight, every week. You can stream games live on IndianaSRN.org, where you always have a front row seat. The rest of our crew here tonight producing, Will Wofford doing a fantastic job. Our cameraman, Noah Breeden, enjoying what is a very pleasant week 2 here in central Indiana. We've had some relief ever since the rain and the storms from earlier this month. And a terrific turnout here tonight as well. Heritage Christian, Indian Creek fans showing up well with the pretty decent drive, rather, from Trafalgar. On the end around, a flag right at the snap. The carry by Sponseller. Sponseller did get about 3, but we'll check the marker first.
If you're trying to get the ball back, just decline it, right?
I think so. That's the conversation happening now with Coach Gooden. Although he may want to push them back, thinking that he can get even better field position with a little less time. We've already seen it, how quickly that Indian Creek offense can make things happen.
Yeah, it's a quick strike situation.
Chop block on the offense. So it will be third down. I think Pimentel's out there. Heritage Christian was thinking.
Is that a loss of down penalty? Chop block?
I think Pimentel's going to have to come off the field. So they are going to push him back. Third down and very long. Heritage Christian would need to get to the 37. The ball's spotted at the 14. We'll see what portion of the playbook Coach Brink will go to here. They give to Klingerman, not a clean exchange, and he is swarmed. Pushed back a yard or two, and leading the charge is the team's leading tackler and Grady Walker. Quick timeout called by Indian Creek too, so worked out just how they wanted it, Chris. Getting the football back with plenty of time, and they've used up 2 of their timeouts. Or maybe have they used up all of them? The scoreboard says both teams are out of timeouts, so Indian Creek either has 1 or 0. I'll trust the scoreboard guy. So during this timeout, while we have a few moments, mentioned our other games tonight. Brebeuf at Mount Vernon. Right now the Braves they're close to halftime. They've extended their lead. It's 28-7 now between Shortridge and Covenant Christian. They're at the half, and Shortridge still has their lead over the Warriors.
Chittard 14-0 over Leo.
Some Central Indiana schools very familiar with each other. Chittard, one of the teams to watch out for, as they are pretty much every football season. Pimentel from his own goal line. A second bad punt from him tonight. And this will be exceptional field position for Indian Creek, so things get even easier. You force the punt, you're already into Heritage Christian territory, and now this ball is going to be spotted at what appears to be the 30-yard line of Heritage Christian. Dowdy remains the back. Haven't seen Pingleton in quite some time. Quickly swings this out. Blockers out in front, setting up the alley for Mason Woodkey. They just need one play, and Woodkey goes 30 yards to the house. The last 2 offensive plays for Indian Creek have been Mason Woodkey touchdowns. Another check of it. First the blocks and then the speed to beat everybody.
Pick your poison with this offense. They seem to maybe most be comfortable in the short passing game, but they have shown a willingness to throw it over top. They've certainly got a formidable running game, so just not a lot of options defensively.
This team scored 52 last week. They're going to have 42, and still a few minutes left to go before the teams can go to the locker room. Indian Creek 42-7 now here at Heritage Christian.
From game-winning touchdowns to buzzer-beating thrillers, this is where local sports live. Multi-camera action, expert analysis, every hit, sweep, and highlight brought straight to your screen. Don't just watch the game, experience it live, anytime, anywhere. IndianaSRN, Central Indiana's leader in live sports.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Well, Indian Creek was calling timeouts to stop the clock, get the ball back to the offense, which they did, and they only took off about 5 or 6 seconds on that last play, which goes to Mason Woodkey, 30 yards, his second touchdown tonight. Him and Ferguson each have 2. Worley and Pingleton have the other ones. It's 42-7, Indian Creek. One of the most exciting teams already through only a week and a half of action so far. Indian Creek in Class 3A, Sectional 31. They play in the Hoosier Legends Conference, which is one of the newer conferences that has been set up. Greenwood is included in that conference. That's who the Braves will play next week at home. Third in the Sagarin ratings are the Braves for Class 3A. Here come the Eagles, give up the middle to Dunn, and he's wrestled down after no gain.
That's a similar look as that first drive play that they were able to break open. Led to the first score for Heritage.
Braxton Edwards in on the stop for Indian Creek. This defense, they haven't been out there too often. I mean, the offense has scored quick. 2 drives where they've had just needed 1 play. Most drives have been 4 or 5 plays that have ended in touchdowns, and then it's been 5 consecutive 3-and-outs for the defense. Gregory trying to pass. He does, completes it. Caught by Sponseller. Tackled out of bounds, but it is a first down. Sponseller is still down.
That would not be good.
So it's a 14-yard pickup between Gregory and Sponseller, who is still down on the sideline.
See, this for Grayson Gregory. That was not a deep throw, but that was actually a pretty tight window rolling to the left that he fit that into.
So we'll step aside real quick. 1:19 on the clock.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside.
We're back at Heritage Christian. Sponseller made his way over to the bench. New set of downs for the Eagles at their 39. And the give to Dunn. Dunn's lucky he held on to the football. Was smacked right as he took it from Gregory and pushed back for a loss of 3.
On one hand, you know, you certainly don't want to give the ball back to Indian Creek here, but with that completed pass on the first down, you know, if you've got something crazy in the playbook.
You got 45 seconds. And a 3rd down and long. An unfortunate spot that Heritage Christian has been put into many times tonight. Klingerman on the end around, gets those yards back that he lost. And that could end up being the final play of the half. No hurry from either side, no timeouts to use. The final seconds ticking down. And now both sides can head to the locker room. Indian Creek with a little more pep in their step as they will head to the locker room with a 35-point advantage. 42-7. The halftime score here. Braves trying to start the season 2-0. They're off to a good start. We'll be back with some numbers, also some scores from across Central Indiana. You're watching Indiana High School football on IndianaSRN.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Welcome back to Heritage Christian High School and Al Leinbach Field. We've reached halftime on the northeast side of Indianapolis, and it's been all Indian Creek. The first drive for both teams, they were able to score. For the Braves, it was a 5-play drive going 80 yards, and the tight end, J.R. Ferguson, got things going with the 51-yard catch and run for him. That was one of 2 touchdowns that he has tonight. Altogether, 2 catches, 63 yards, and the 2 scores. His teammates, Hunter Worley, 3 catches. Alec Burris has 3, so too does Mason Woodkey. Woodkey has 2 touchdowns, one that went for 32, another that goes for 30 yards. The other touchdowns tonight, Hunter Worley, a 65-yard jet sweep that he took down the far sideline in the second quarter. And also Drew Pingleton, who has 6 carries, 50 yards rushing. We didn't see him, I don't think, at all in that second quarter, so he's gotten a decent break with Patrick Dowdy coming in to replace him. So 2 solid backs for Indian Creek in that backfield. 4 different guys have a catch tonight. For Evan Clark, he is 11 of 16 for 186 unofficially, and 4 passing touchdowns. Pretty similar numbers to what he had last week in Indian Creek's blowout win over Western 52-7 when he went 10 of 12 for 158 and 4 touchdowns. On the other side for Heritage Christian, run-heavy offense for them. Justice Klingerman right now leads them in carries. He has 6 for 36. Bradley Dunn, 4 attempts on the ground for 45 yards. Samuel Sponseller, 5 carries and just 8 yards. Grayson Gregory has carried it twice and has had 5 pass attempts, has completed 2 of them. But a lengthy stretch of 3-and-outs and punts for Heritage Christian. The Indian Creek defense has been just as awesome as their offense is. But going back to their offense, Chris, it's just a well-tuned machine. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell that we're in week 2. It kind of feels like this is a team that's been rolling all season, and they've only gotten better, and they're playing like they've had multiple weeks of games and practices to get their offense to where they're at right now.
Yeah, Indian Creek is a team that comes in with a lot of experience at the skill positions, so you can rely on those guys for leadership and confidence coming into situations like this. But Indian Creek's a bigger school. Obviously, Heritage has a pretty consequential injury at the quarterback position. So, yeah, we kind of hope to be a little more competitive, but it did get out of hand there that first half.
And we are at that 35 points margin, which would factor in the running clock as well for the second half. So we'll see what type of offense both teams come out with Indian Creek. Will they keep out their starters, their first-team guys? Will Heritage Christian do the same on both sides of the football? We talked about the offense for Indian Creek. The defense has been phenomenal. Grady Walker and Alec Burris, who's one of those two-way players as well. Those guys have been flying all across the field, making tackles and putting Heritage Christian into third down situations. And for a team that isn't comfortable yet throwing the football, it's kind of hard for them to convert on those third downs, and then they end up giving a good field position to their offense.
Yeah, they just don't have a lot of good options. They tried more in that second quarter to call some pass plays, and a couple of them looked okay. They were able to complete some balls, but even their pass game is pretty clearly designed, kind of more of a short yardage kind of pass game. They haven't yet resorted to much trickery, other than they did try that onside kick early in the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see a little bit more of that, but yeah, just not a lot of good options.
Halftime here on the northeast side of Indianapolis. Indian Creek leads things 42-7. We'll take another break and come back. We'll have some scores from our network on IndianaSRN tonight, 2 other games on SRN, and also some games across central Indiana in what is week 2 of Indiana high school football.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Scores.
I don't know.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
Your kid's Friday night touchdown. Just Wit HD on Roku. IndianaSRN is bringing Central Indiana high school sports right to your living room in crystal clear quality. With over 350 live contests streaming each year, from football under the lights to basketball buzzer beaters, we're putting local athletes in the spotlight. Search IndianaSRN on your Roku device today and never miss a moment of hometown glory.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
I'm Randy Stegemuller with Class 101. Students want to go to college, they want to find that dream school, and that's what we're here for.
The confidence your child feels is beyond what you imagine you're going to get out of it.
I love that I get to work with students from middle school all the way through high school. Whatever it may be, I know she's there.
We're making sure that when the package is put together at the very end and we apply to a college, that they rise to the top of the list.
How can you not sign up?
It's halftime at Heritage Christian High School. Indian Creek with a monstrous lead, 42-7 over the Eagles of Heritage Christian. They've had 4 different guys score touchdowns. 2 for Mason Woodkey, 2 for J.R. Ferguson, and then the others for Drew Pingleton and Hunter Worley. The lone touchdown on the other side for Heritage Christian going to Justice Klingerman. Other scores from around Central Indiana tonight. We had Chittard taking on Leo. That's another game on IndianaSRN. 28-7 is the lead for the Trojans. Also, Covenant Christian and Shortridge at the half. Shortridge with the lead there. And Burbuff all over Mount Vernon, 28-7 last time we checked. But plenty of other good games for Week 2 across Central Indiana tonight.
As always, good football games occurring in Central Indiana. A lot of the best teams in the state compete in this area. Some of these conferences even working their way through the conference season. Be well prepared for the state tournament.
And it'll be here before you know it. I was just telling somebody the other day, it happens every year. The football season sneaks up on you, and it's so exciting when it's week 1 and week 2, early stages of the season, because it's still nice out, the weather's good, it's hot, and some of the players and fans might not like that. And then all of a sudden we're bundling up, and we got to wear a few layers to go to the football games. But that's what's so great about football in this state. You get a couple different seasons, and maybe a matter of weeks, matter of days too.
Yeah, it's the fall and the spring always go so quickly. It's basketball season that seems to last forever.
That is also true. So I was trying to get some scores, and then I lost them, so now I'm going to get them back up here again, check out to see who else across Central Indiana.
Got an opportunity there to see Isaac Pimental kick some field goals at halftime, and boy, does he have a leg for Heritage Christian.
He's been a bright spot here tonight for Heritage.
Saw him hit from as far back as 57. Didn't back up any further there as he trots out there. Maybe he'll get another look at it.
So Speedway, who Heritage Christian played to open the season last week, they're on top of Arsenal Tech 14-0. Westfield and Carmel, that's a big one, 21-14. The Rocks on top of the Greyhounds at the moment. That game in the third quarter. I mentioned it before at the half, where Buff leads Mount Vernon 28-7. Danville over Cascade 34-14. Cathedral playing Loyola Academy tonight. The Irish right now on top 13-7 at the half. Franklin Community and Greenwood going at it tonight for the Grizzly Cubs. It's 27-14 over the Woodmen. LaPel and Frankton, two teams pretty close to each other. The Bulldogs all over the Eagles. It's 37-6 in that game. Elsewhere, Triton Central over Cecina 16-3. Roncalli and Franklin Central into the third quarter. It's the Royals 14-7. And this one jumped off the page. In the third quarter, Eastern Hancock leads North Decatur 62-0.
Wow.
You get some outliers in there every once in a while. But plenty of good games. That Carmel-Westfield game, a lot of people, I'm sure, tuned into that one. Different story here. Both teams now out of the locker room. It's dark. The lights are completely on. Friday night football. The Braves getting a little warm-up in with the time that they have left, leading things 42-7. We'll step aside one more time. We'll come back with the third quarter here on IndianaSRN.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
Mom said sleeping on my aunt's couch would be like a vacation. It sure is quiet without Dad yelling at Mom and making her cry. Sleeping in the back seat was like camping. It got pretty cold without blankets, but Mom cuddled me and kept me warm. When Mom's car got taken, she said our tent was just for one night, and she gave me her coat as a blanket. It's so nice to sleep in a bed again, and Mom's so much happier. I'm really glad we came here.
A running clock would.
Sports fans, are you ready to get even closer to all the action with IndianaSRN? Subscribe now and never miss a moment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get instant access to exclusive live streams. Stay updated with real-time scores and breaking news by following us on Twitter, your ultimate source for everything Indiana sports related. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and smash that follow on Twitter. Join the IndianaSRN family today and take your passion for high school and college sports to the next level.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
There's a look at the Indian Creek side. So we're warming up, getting closer to the start of the second half with Chris Schumerth. I'm Jarrett Lewis. The rest of our crew producing tonight, Will Wofford. On camera, Noah Breeden. So we're into week 2 of Indiana high school football. We'll have more games for you next week on the network. About 3 or 4 games every Friday night. Tonight we are one of 4, actually. We do have Chittard taking on Leo. The Trojans leading things 28-0 into the third quarter. Elsewhere, Brebeuf on top of Mount Vernon 28-7, and also Shortridge and Covenant Christian in a close one at the half. Here for Indian Creek, it's been 4 straight drives of scoring touchdowns. So the entire second quarter, all 4 of their drives, they were able to find the end zone. Altogether, if you put those 4 drives together, 11 plays, 4 touchdowns. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, a lot of chunk plays, and some of those are just the short passing game, and then the tight end, the receiver, does the rest of the work.
4 guys with catches tonight. And they're all different kind of body types and have different skill sets. With Worley, it's the short speedster, get him in space, get him the football, and see what he does with it. Alec Burris and Mason Woodkey, pretty similar in their stature. Both have 3 catches tonight. And then J.R. Ferguson, the big tight end, who can really move for being 6'3", 200.
Well, and if you're Indian Creek, that's a lot of what you can sort of try to get out of this second half and work on a little bit is let's put the ball in some other people's hands and see what they do with it. You know, you got the guys that you know you can count on, Clark, Worley, but as the season progresses and as they play schools in their class and as they get into the tournament, you know, they're going to need to have even more balance than they're demonstrating in this game. They definitely have some balance already, but you know, what do you do if a Worley gets hurt, or what do you do if a Worley gets locked down by a really good defensive back?
It'll be Heritage Christian football to begin the second half. With that 35-point margin, we will have the running clock, and the only way to stop that is if you're Heritage Christian and you can score to start off this second half. Before we get the second half rolling, should be just a few more seconds before Gumerson kicks it away. Next week, week 3, this is a county rivalry with Greenfield Central going to Mount Vernon. We will have that game here on IndianaSRN. Also, Pendleton Heights taking on Kokomo, along with Purdue, Poly, and Covenant Christian. So lots of good football for you. Oh, and college football in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Those games are starting up. College football, like we said a little bit ago, week 0 is tomorrow. All levels of college football getting going here as we get into the month of September. Just a few more days left of August. And the second half left here of our game with Indian Creek and Heritage Christian. Kicked off to the Eagles. Taylor bobbles it and is able to squirt forward across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So that's where the Heritage offense will begin things. And we'll see if it'll be first-teamers or if we have some new guys out there.
The Eagles have struggled to field those kickoffs cleanly all night.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd, because it has happened multiple times, whether through the air or bouncing into them.
I was watching Gregory warm up a little bit. He kind of has a long delivery. I mean, we wonder if he plays in the other sports.
First play will be a give. Positive yards, 8 for Garrett Taylor. Taylor's first action. Back in that usual set. Under center. 3-point stance for 3 guys behind Gregory. And the give to Klingerman. A different pace back, a much bigger guy is Justice Klingerman, one of those two-way players.
We talked about Indian Creek and how you might approach this second half to use it productively. It's not that different for Heritage. You still have the rest of the season ahead of you. You're still going to be working on things. There's still going to be things that you want to try. Yeah, this can be a productive second half for them even without winning the football game.
More counter action here. 2-yard pickup on the first down carry for Garrett Taylor. Taylor did not see very much action offensively in that first half, but early and often here. Back on the line, and a couple of fakes. Gregory looking to pass into coverage and deflected. Wallen, the intended target. Good coverage by the Braves defender.
We're talking about in the first half, Indian Creek's kind of defensive approach and how you could kind of cheat on a run-heavy team, and they're a little further back after that pass, it looks like. But on that last play, they literally had what I would call 11 guys in the box.
Stacked in tight yet again on this 3rd down and 7. The give up the middle is to Taylor. 3 yards needed to pick up a first down after Taylor's 3.
Go for it here, yeah.
I don't see why not.
What play do we have in the book that gets us 3-4 yards?
A lot riding on the offensive line in this offensive style. And a big 4th down here. 4th and 4. Klingerman moving to his left. It's going to be about a yard short.
Might have dropped the ball there.
Klingerman fighting to get to that first down marker. He's not going to get there. The defense of Indian Creek holds strong again, and a turnover on downs. That gives the ball to the Indian Creek offense, who appears to be sending out their first teamers. The junior quarterback, Evan Clark, a terrific first half for him. Those numbers again, 11 of 16 for 186.
And I would be surprised if he gets more than one drive in this half.
Dowdy up the middle, tackled quickly, spun down by Klingerman.
At a certain point, it's not really worth the injury risk. Again, you got plenty of things to work on. That's not a question. That can also affect your play calling too, right? Like, we're not going to put him in situations where he's getting hit.
A clap and a snap back to Clark, who is giving it to Dowdy again, and he's pushed back even further. The defense of Heritage Christian swarming to Dowdy. And now this puts Indian Creek in a 3rd down and long situation, something they have not seen too often tonight, if at all. Two receivers both sides. Worley the motion man. It is a pitch forward to Worley, and on the outside, 2 guys there ready to make the tackle for Heritage Christian. They had a bigger guy split out to the left too, did Indian Creek, Chris, and that's where the Braves were going with a really big guy, and a nice lead block for Worley, but that time the Heritage Christian defense read it well. Looks like the punt team is heading out there, although Clark is still out there. Looks like they had the punt team there, and now It looks like most of the regular offense, but Clark is the punter. End over end kick that goes nearly to the Heritage Christian student section and out of bounds. So I haven't seen the punt formation a lot for Indian Creek this season.
And the punter was not as far back as I would expect him to be. So part of me was wondering if they were up to something, but and they were so late to get to the line of scrimmage too. Tough to justify a fake punt when you're up 42-7. But again, opportunity to just like show a different look or get that punt team the practice that they haven't been getting, to your point.
Not sure how many reps of punting the football Clark likes to take during practice. Just a few here and there. Heritage Christian begins things with a give to Klingerman, just 1 yard for him. Final minutes of our third quarter. Gregory gets the play from the sideline and runs into the huddle. They give up the middle, and Taylor stood up right at the 40. A couple of yards that time. That'll make it 3rd and 5. Heritage Christian in the Indiana Crossroads Conference. Their next game, they will be on the road, going to Guerin Catholic over in Noblesville. Heritage Christian did get the timeout in before the delay of game, so that'll be their first of the second half. We'll step aside quick as the guys will get a drink of water, and this third down play coming up on the other end.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
I'm Randy Stegemuller with Class 101. Students want to go to college, they want to find that dream school, and that's what we're here for.
The confidence your child feels is beyond what you imagine you're going to get out of it.
I love that I get to work with students from middle school all the way through high school. Whatever it may be, I know she's there.
We're making sure that when the package is put together at the very end and we apply to a college, that they rise to the top of the list.
How can you not sign up?
Do that maybe just slightly too late. He had him for a moment there.
Gregory's pass incomplete on the third down attempt. I think even though you're in the position you're in, you're not going to, come back in this game, Chris, being down the 5 scores. But it is an okay time to go for it on 4th to try some new things, to get more comfortable in the passing attack. This 4th down play, the give up the middle, faking the option on the back end. Indian Creek, I think, back-to-back times stopping Heritage Christian on 4th down. So turnover on downs yet again committed by Heritage. Now Indian Creek will have the one play here before the end of the 3rd quarter. First and 10 at the 42. With that one play, the fake to Dowdy. Clark going for it all towards the end zone, and he's got it. He beat his man, Mason Woodkey. It's a hat trick for him. And that one play, the Braves use to launch one deep down the field and put 6 more up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's that same look as they showed in the first half, where you play action to the left. It's just a go route up the sideline.
That's the 3rd time tonight that Indian Creek has scored on the first play of the drive. New kicker out there for the Braves, too. Jacob Gummerson's day is done. Just had the one PAT that was blocked. Indian Creek getting a few more guys out there in position, but before it's going to be a delay of game. Didn't have everybody on the same page for this formation.
Well, we'll see if you can kick it from 5 yards back.
Maybe that's part of the plan, yeah. Let's see what this kid's got. A little bit more pressure on him. Clark into hold. Actually, it was Woodkey into hold, and the kick is up, and it's in. 49-7 now is the lead for Indian Creek, and we will head to the 4th and final quarter.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
Mom said sleeping on my aunt's couch would be like a vacation. It sure is quiet without Dad yelling at Mom and making her cry. Sleeping in the back seat was like camping. It got pretty cold without blankets, but Mom cuddled me and kept me warm. When Mom's car got taken, she said our tent was just for one night, and she gave me her coat as a blanket. It's so nice to sleep in a bed again, and Mom's so much happier. I'm really glad we came here.
Well, a good trip up here for the Braves fans, and they're still here, packed out that visitor side of the stadium here at Heritage Christian High School, Al Leinbach Field. The Braves coming in from Trafalgar, Indiana. You ever been to Trafalgar, Indiana, Chris Schumer?
Well, I've worked basketball games down there as a referee. It's been several years. But also just, which road is that? Just driven. I just have it associated with, if I'm going south, whether it's to Columbus or Bloomington, I can't think of which one it is. But yeah, driving by that huge high school.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good football program over the past few years. We mentioned their trip to the regional last year, Indian Creek, facing off a good Gibson Southern squad, and now starting off the 2026 season with Through 2 games, they've already put in over 100 points, 101 to be exact. Good kickoff coverage yet again from Indian Creek. The Eagles have this drive starting at the 20.
Indian Creek seems fully engaged, even at this stage. You can see kind of some excitement with guys that are getting put in different spots as they're coming off the field. That's a good culture sign for your program because it is a big deal, even if it's in the 3rd or the 4th quarter and you're that kicker and you come on and you hit that, 5 yards back further than you expected to.
It's still the same guys. Gregory under center. Dunn directly behind him. Taylor and Klingerman back there. They give us to Dunn up the middle. And a scrum at around the 24-yard line. Dunn had that big run in the first quarter. It was the very first drive for Heritage Christian. After a few plays, he faked everybody out. Up the middle. Lineman parted away for him, and he took it 50 yards. They'll go to Dunn again, and 2 guys push him back. One-yard pickup for Bradley. So here comes 3rd down and 5. Under 10 minutes left to go in the game. Running clock with Indian Creek having the 35-point plus advantage. Now up 42. Gregory goes under center again. Fakes to Klingerman. Hands off to Taylor on the end around. And Indian Creek reading their keys well still. Even mostly some second teamers out there on the defensive side. Putting Taylor at no gain.
How about this look?
Getting one final guy out there in the formation. Another punt for Pimentel. This is punt number 6, and that's a good one. Best spiral, best distance. Good return for Indian Creek, taking things out toward his own sideline, wrapped up just before the 40. There is a flag down on the near side toward the Heritage bench, and this one could be a block in the back or blindside block, as the officials and the Heritage Christian coaches certainly getting a good look at it.
I thought there was a block in the back, more middle of the field. But I felt like the official was looking right at it and he passed on it.
It's a hold on the return. Looks like some new guys out there now for the Indian Creek offense. So the Knights is through for that offensive unit, and boy, they did some damage. Mason Woodkey, 3 touchdown grabs tonight. In total, 4 catches, 115 yards. That's always good if 75% of your touches end up in scoring. Couple of whistles, and is it Heritage Christian? Yep. Coach Brink calling a timeout with some second unit guys out there on both sides. And we will take this moment to remind you the fourth quarter on IndianaSRN is brought to you by the IndianaSRN Sports page. Stay connected to the games, teams, and sports that matter most to you by visiting the IndianaSRN Sports page. There'll be some highlights from this game with this Indian Creek offense. We talked about Woodkey and his 4 catches, 3 touchdowns. So that gives Clark tonight 5 touchdown passes. 2 of them going to Ferguson. 17 pass attempts, 5 touchdowns on those attempts. That's a pretty good percentage too.
And, you know, his week last week wasn't that different in that respect. 10 completions for 3 touchdowns last week.
10 of 12 for 4 touchdowns.
4?
Nearly 50%. So just the final 7 minutes in this one. Give to the tailback up the middle. The new quarterback is Jaden Smith. It's Coach Gooden getting his second teamers, some JV guys, some quality varsity minutes. That's 2 weeks in a row to start off the season doing that. Smith, another give. 2-yard gain on first down for Dennis House, and now he has it to the 25-yard line and a pickup of 3. Two very different locker rooms through 2 weeks for these squads. I think if you're Coach Gooden, you are more than pleased with the way both of your units have worked offensively. Very fluid, very quick. The offensive line providing time and protection for Clark, opening up holes for their backs in Pingleton and Dowdy. And just the weapons that you have offensively, it's just so impressive through 2 weeks. Being able to score 101 points is not very many teams can say that they are able to do that.
Competition's definitely going to pick up for them.
Conference game next week with Greenwood. The snap with 1 to go, and Smith not on the same page with his running back, but actually still able to get it close to a first down. But on 4th down, he's just short. So that gives it back over to the Heritage Christian offense.
Sometimes that accidentally almost works because you just gave yourself another blocker. So the key for a quarterback, if he misses the handoff or turns the wrong way or something, at that point it's going to be on him to make a move. And so it's his job to choose the direction where the play was already going. And sometimes it works.
Grayson Gregory trots back out there with their best field position of the night. Heritage Christian at the 27 of Indian Creek. This is Taylor following the rest of the guys in the backfield to a gain of about 5. Here's 2nd down and 5 from Heritage. Gregory, 2 hands on the football is Justice. He's got a 1st down. Just a few of those tonight for Heritage Christian.
It's a great opportunity, though, for them to kind of finish on something that they can feel good about going into the week of practice. They've got it within striking distance here. They've got enough time.
Little hurry up here. Back up on the ball. New set of downs at the 18. Waiting to hand that off to Taylor. A nice hole. Moving towards the right. Kept it in between the hashes, and Taylor takes it all the way down to the 5-yard line. Gain of 12. 1st and goal from the 5. Same play. Back to Taylor. Better read by the Braves defense. Under 2 minutes to play. You know, Heritage Christian would love to score with this opportunity. They're going to push Gregory into the end zone. The flag from the official. This may be what we saw called against Indian Creek back in the 1st half, where they were aiding Gregory by pushing him. You can't do that at this level. But no time to dawn on it. 70 seconds. Heritage Christian back up on the football. Ball's at the 8. Here's the give to Klingerman. He's wrapped up by his feet. Has it down to the 3-yard line. Heritage Christian trying to go out strong. .357 in the backfield, 1 under center. The give is to 3. Garrett Taylor moving to his right. He's close, and the signal is there. The touchdown for Heritage Christian. They'll sing Pendleton out for the PAT as we're just 15 seconds left to play.
That's a perfect way to finish for this Heritage team. I mean, it's a tough assignment tonight going against a bigger school without your quarterback.
A school you've never played before, a school that is ranked in the top 5 in Class 3A. They're not going to let the PAT go off as the clock has run out. Zeros on the scoreboard. Indian Creek dominates Heritage Christian here tonight. 49-13, they win it. They start the season 2-0. They've scored 101 points through 2 games. Real quick, Chris Schumer, the things that stuck out to you guys that played well for this Indian Creek squad. The defense altogether was phenomenal. Offensively, we can pick out some names a little bit better, but just your thoughts on how awesome this Indian Creek team looks through 2 weeks.
Well, I'm not going to make too many decisions about how, where they stack up for the rest of the season and what kind of, run they might make in a playoff situation. But I think they did what they were supposed to do tonight. They did what maybe you would expect them to do tonight with as much experience, as much offensive weapons as they bring back, and also just, again, being a larger school. So I thought they were very business-like in this game.
Real quick, Evan Clark, 5 touchdown passes, 3 of those to Mason Woodkey, 2 more to J.R. Ferguson. Phenomenal offensive play by them. Indian Creek will next be at home, taking on Greenwood in a conference game, the Hoosier Legends. As for Heritage Christian, they fall to 0-2 and will be on the road at Gearin Catholic next week. For our entire crew here tonight, producing Will Wofford, on camera Noah Breeden, For Chris Schumerth, I'm Jarrett Lewis saying so long, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Indiana High School football on Indiana SRN.